you know Buddhism. You're wrong.
No, that's not.
If you say you believe in Buddhism and you are a Buddhist, you're not a Buddhist. But if you follow the Dhamma, you practice the Dhamma, then you can call yourself a Buddhist. It is just to end suffering for you. You can be a Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, whoever.
Any
You can
human
bring
being.
the
Right.
rule, the Dhamma in your life, start practicing, just include certain things in it, and you can become a better Hindu, better Muslim, better Christian, better Sikh. In fact, basically, a better human being. This is what you need for the society in today's date. You always have a choice.
Right.
The wrong path will get you suffering. The right path will definitely get you happiness.
Right.
But the vision, the wisdom should be there. If you have a wisdom, you will choose the right path. If you don't have the wisdom, you will choose the wrong path.
Right. สวัสดีครับท่านผู้ชมรายการคลิกใจให้ทำธรรมะออนแฮนด์ใบไม้ในกำมือทุกท่านครับผมเอ็มสริตอติสินครับท่านผู้ชมครับสัปดาห์นี้รายการคลิกใจให้ทำเนี่ยพาท่านมาอยู่ที่วัดท่าทองครับวัดที่ท่านพระกากันอโศโกได้อุปสมบทอยู่ในขณะนี้เรามาฟังโอวาทธรรมนะครับจากท่านพระกากันซึ่งก่อนหน้าที่ท่านจะอุปสมบทเนี่ยท่านเป็นที่รู้จักนะครับในนามของดาราบอลลิวูดแล้วก็เป็นผู้ที่เล่นบทของเจ้าชายสิทธัตถะในหนังเรื่องสีสิทธัตถะโกตมะครับเรามาฟังโอวาทธรรมเรามาฟังข้อคิดเรามาฟังแนวทางวิธีที่ท่านมองการเผยแผ่ธรรมะและวิธีการสร้างธรรมะให้เกิดขึ้นกับมนุษย์ทั่วโลกเลยแนวคิดนี้น่าสนใจมากท่านเป็นโรลโมเดลที่สำคัญในการปลูกฝังและเผยแผ่ธรรมะเข้าไปในทุกคนให้เกิดความสุขจากภายในตั้งแต่วันนี้ครับถ้าพร้อมแล้วเรามาพบกับท่านกันครับHi everyone, right now this week we are having an exclusive interview with Pra Gagan Malik or Venerable Gagan Asoko, and here we would like to be hearing from his vision, his thoughts and ideas, as we all know that he's a role model that he wants to promote and spread the Buddha's teaching, and it's very touching and interesting. Let's hear from him now. กราบนมัสการครับVenerable Gagan Krab, first of all, thank you very much for giving us an opportunity and your valuable time for sharing ideas and sharing your thoughts and being the role model for us for Buddhists around the world. Though we know that we have been very admiring your work, seeing from the clips here in Thailand during your ordination. It's been very touching though. To be hearing that you are here in Thailand. First of all, sir, can you share with us why here, why Thailand, and why now, sir?
Namo Buddhaya, and I give my regards and wishes to all the audience and to you and your crew. There is a big reason why I'm in Thailand for this ordination. You know, Buddha was born in India. The Dhamma started from India, and it is very unfortunate that Buddhism is almost vanishing in my country. In the sense, if you actually calculate, I believe it's 1 or 2% of the population in India is Buddhist. And when I went to see all the Buddhist people around the country, what I found is this lack of discipline. There is lack of tradition, there is lack of Dhamma, real Dhamma followers. So I believe the Thailand being the Buddhist capital of the world, I must go to Thailand because I've seen the discipline, I've seen the way they teach, I've seen the way Buddhist monks do the things, and I have seen the way Buddhist people respect the monks. Unfortunately, it's missing in India. So I wanted to learn first of all myself. a little bit more of Dhamma. That is true that I have done a movie, Sri Siddhartha Gautama, but it's very important to learn in a very practical way. And I thought the best way to learn will be being a monk and live a life of a bhikkhu. Learn the Dhamma, learn the traditions, learn the culture, learn the right way to be a Buddhist. And I found, I think, Thailand will be the best place to learn that. That's why I've come here. And Wat Tha Thong temple is, I believe it's like a very good temple. And the master is really, really very knowledgeable, very learned. And I have seen that Thai people, they really respect the monks. And the best part is more about not Gagan Malik or not any superstar or anyone. It's about the robe, what they respect. No matter who you are, once you wear the robe, you bow down to the robe. And same way, the monks also know the value of the robe and the respect of the robe, and they follow it. And that is what I wanted to learn from here, practically. And want to go back to my country and try to spread the right way of following the Dhamma or right way of live like a Buddhist. So that's why I'm here.
That is beautiful and very courageous, sir. Very visionary. So far, you are saying that in Thailand here we are still having the kind of solid ground and solid ways of the way of life of Buddhism, right? We do totally agree to that, sir, which is great because it's been inspiring that you are here, and it's great to be listening to your ideas. Can you share more on the ideas, on the role that you're playing on Sri Siddhartha, sir? Because after reading your profile, your starring role, we have found that you spoke highly of Buddhism after playing the Prince Siddhartha role. Can you elaborate on that, sir?
See, it's a very nice question. I must share my experience. I was born in a Hindu family.
Sir.
And one Sri Lankan producer came to Mumbai. That is how the journey started.
Wow.
His name is Mr. Naveen Gune Ratnam. He came to India with the director, and he met me and he said, we are making a movie on Buddha. I said, okay. I was a normal actor who is always looking for name, fame and money. I'm talking about past. So I said, okay. So we went for an audition. He auditioned around 300 boys around the world for the role. And he tested me strongly for months. Not me, like, many boys were there. And finally he came to India. And he stayed in my house with me to check more deeply what kind of a person I am.
Character.
He said, it's not about an actor. It's about the character. Because when you will be seen as Prince Siddhartha, people will look at you like Buddha. People will look at you like Siddhartha, the real one. So just portraying the role is not enough. Right. You have to live the role. You might become the inspiration for people. You might become the role model for people. So he tested me very strongly.
So he stayed there?
Yeah, he's still there. And he selected me. So when you play certain roles, like heavy roles, strong roles like Buddha, Siddhartha, Ram, Krishna, like even Hindu word, like
spiritual character,
like
right?
You have a heavy weight on your shoulder as an actor. You have to really make sure that everything is perfect.
Right.
So I started reading about that Buddha. I said, okay, let me read about the whole story. So I was referred a book called The Old Path, White Clouds by Most Venerable Thich Hat Nhan, who recently passed away. So I read the book. That book is from the birth till the last breath of Buddha, including the Dhamma. So I read the book. First time I read the book, I was surprised. I was amazed and I was shocked. How come this treasure of Dhamma is missing in my country? I have never heard these things before. It's such a scientific and the practical way to live. Okay, once I read it, slowly, gradually, my my mind, my heart was getting deeply into Buddhism, getting deeply into Dhamma. All right, we made the movie. Movie broke all the box office records in for the last 70 years in Sri Lanka. It got many awards from United Nations. It was shown in different countries in the Temple network, like Australia, we've shown in Singapore, we've shown in China, many countries. Then it was acknowledged strongly. I was propagating Buddhism through the movie.
Right.
So because it's easy for a child or a youngster to watch it and learn what actually happened. Buddha's story, Buddha's Dhamma was teaching by the monks, but people didn't know the sacrifice of Prince Siddhartha.
Right.
You need a big sacrifice to be a Buddha. It was not easy.
No, it's not.
He left the palace, he left the luxurious life, he left the child. When you say these things, it sounds very easy. Just a normal statement, oh, he left the palace, he left the wife and child. But practically when you talk about it, it's not easy.
It was the hardest.
It's hardest. You're leaving all the luxuries. People, 99% of the people, they live in materialistic world. In the sense they are worried about their materialistic stuff, which is impermanent.
Right.
And it's hard to give away all those things. But Buddha did it. And the best part was he didn't do it for himself. He sacrificed for the whole humanity to end suffering, to find the path to end suffering. So that was a great sacrifice. So my heart was moved, my mind was moved. So I was traveling, and the only question which was going deep in my heart was, what is happening in India? And suddenly,
It's a contrast. Right.
so the monks, people, general audience, he said, you're propagating Buddhism in many countries now, showing the movie, you're talking about Buddhism. What are you doing for Buddhism in India?
Ah.
I said, that's true. I have not gone to India. Okay, I said, okay. Then I went to Sri Lanka. I wanted to take blessings of everyone. I made my mission target like, okay, I will try to revive Buddhism in India, which was started by Bodhisattva Dr. Ambedkar in 1956, but it got stopped because he passed away very soon after that. So I said, it's my duty. So I went to Sri Lanka. I met Mahasangha. And when I wanted to meet the Sanghraja, he said, there's nothing much to meet him. Like, why? He said, no, the monk said, people love him, he's trying to spread Buddhism, he's trying to spread Dhamma. Then Sanghraja said, you mean the person who is not happy himself is trying to deliver happiness? I didn't understand the point.
Right.
The point was, the person who himself is not a Buddhist and he's trying to propagate Buddhism, it was not making sense. But from my mind and my heart, I was already a Buddhist. But then I thought, okay, let me become Buddhist officially too.
Right.
So I embraced Buddhism in Sri Lanka. So became a Buddhist. Then he happily met me. He met me and he gave his blessings. And then after that, I started my journey.
Wow.
The mission is very difficult. We need to inspire people strongly.
Right.
I went to my country. Then I got to know about Dr. Ambedkar because I didn't know much about him too. He wrote the constitution of our country, and he's the only person who made Buddhism alive in my country. He became Buddhist with 500,000 people in my country at one place and one time in Nagpur, in Diksha Bhumi. So it was so inspiring. When I read about him, I thought, yes, he's my superstar. He's my role model. This is what you call a superstar.
Right.
So I said, okay, now what to do? Now what is next? What am I going to do? So I thought about many projects.
Right.
Then I read about little bit of King Asoka also. When I read about Asoka, then I saw like he built 84,000 stupas around the country in India, and he was the one, his son, who took Buddhism to many countries. So I said, okay, if not 84,000 stupas, I can try to donate 84,000 statues in my country.
Images, right.
Once the statues will reach, I believe the Dhamma will follow. So that's the reason the whole story was very strong. That's the reason I started propagating Buddhism. And from that day to till date, now you can see me in a robe. It's to inspire the youngsters. They are going on the wrong track because they are not shown properly the right way. We have gone so much into traditions that we have forgotten the real practicing the Dhamma.
And the way of life, sir.
The way of life.
Right.
If you say you're a Buddhist because you know Buddhism, you're wrong.
No, that's not.
If you say you believe in Buddhism and you're a Buddhist, you're not a Buddhist. But if you follow the Dhamma, you practice the Dhamma, then you can call yourself a Buddhist. And you will be an incomplete Buddhist if you do not propagate Buddhism. That is another story. So you need to propagate in the right way, and I want to tell everyone, Buddhism is for everyone.
Right.
It's for every religion. It has nothing to do with the religion. It is just to end suffering for you. You can be a Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, whoever.
Any
You can bring the rule, the Dhamma in your life, start practicing, just include certain things in it, and you can become a better Hindu, better Muslim, better Christian, better Sikh. In fact, basically, a better human being. This is what you need for the society in today's date.
I totally agree, sir. And that's the ultimate goal of the Buddha's teaching, right?
Society, a happy society, no suffering. A happy country, a happy world. This is what we need. This is what Buddha wanted. He wanted to finish all the sufferings. That's why he showed the path of Dhamma.
And he sacrificed all that, sharing all his ideas and making sure that there are followers to have the right path.
Yes.
And there are so many wrong paths, sir. There have been so many wrong paths.
You always have a choice.
Right.
The wrong path will get you suffering. The right path will definitely get you happiness.
Right.
But the vision, the wisdom should be there. If you have a wisdom, you will choose the right path. If you don't have the wisdom, you will choose the wrong path.
Right.
It's never ending. Like if you lie, the truth will come, one day it has to come in the front. But if you lie, then to hide the lie, you will lie 100 times more to just hide that lie. But end of the day, when the truth will come, you will stand nowhere. So once you said the truth, the things are much easier. Nobody can hide the truth. So if you walk on the path of the truth and we do the right karma, be mindful, have wisdom, the life will be less suffering and more happiness.
Just starting today, sir. Just starting at the moment. Right.
Yes.
Sir, this is very, very beautiful. You have mentioned about the happiness. Can you share more about the inner happiness in Buddha's teaching and in your perspective, sir?
In my perspective, the real inner happiness is nothing but serving others. That is how you get the real inner happiness. I give you an example. I always give one example, like, maybe you or maybe anyone of your crew. When you're driving past by, you might see a beggar or a needy person knocking on your window asking for food. Sometimes it happens to everyone. Sometimes it happens. Or you're walking by and you see a beggar in a very poor condition, you give some food. You have something in your hand, you give some money. Or you try to help the person quietly without knowing anyone. What is that feeling that you get at that moment? If you ask someone, he said, "Oh, I feel happy that I have done something for the needy person." That is what you call inner happiness. That is what we need to develop right from the childhood. When you grow up with this kind of a feeling, then a child will be a compassionate child. He will have a lot of compassion in his heart and mind, so he will not hurt others. He will empathize.
Right.
So the real happiness is in serving others. That is what the Mahasangha of the world or the Sangha is doing. service to the humanity. That is what Buddha did, and that is what all the gods and in whatever religion they did the service, because they knew the real happiness that you get is in serving others.
Youngster nowadays they're moving in this way, so because of media, because of trends in the world. What are the ways, or what are some ideas that you can guide fellow parents or fellow Buddhists to coach their youngster to turn their ways to become in this path or in this perspective, sir?
I was one of them. Name, fame and money, good car, good house, good clothing, everything has to be really good quality all the time. But everything is impermanent. If you see the richest man of the world, even when he could not save himself with money, no materialistic things will work. Things will change, it's impermanence. As soon as you get attached to materialistic things, you are causing suffering for yourself. So when we sometimes we buy a new things, one day it will destroy. It will get old. So things doesn't go forever. Youngsters can enjoy materialistic things.
Sure.
I don't mind that. But they must know that 5 precepts and 8-fold path they need to follow at the same time. Once they do that, the suffering will be very less, or out of suffering they will be. They will develop some kind of a compassionate heart. If you really want to be happy, remember the death every day. Every day you need to remember that you're going to die one day.
Right.
Then things will be different, the thoughts will be different. I want the youngsters, when they go to the temple, the people sometimes who are materialistic, they have some fear. They go sometimes to the temple just to pray, like, okay, save me, I'm earning, like, they have fear, like, if I pray, the things will be better.
Right, in return.
So
Right.
I want them, once they go to the temple, go to the cremation ground too and sit for 5 minutes there too. If every day they will go to the cremation ground for 5 minutes and sit there, they will have a strong wisdom. Their eyes will be open, their inner eyes will open, their mind will open, that one day I am going to be like this.
Definitely.
For what I am doing. Why I have to be only materialistic? You are blessed, it's okay. But try to help others. If you have materialistic stuff, it's really good, but you need to share it with people, like you share your merits. When you get something, share it. When you share it with people, don't think that, okay, I am doing this, so I need something in return.
No.
When you do it just with a clean mind and heart. I'm doing it, I don't need anything in return. So once they develop that kind of a feeling, the track will change automatically. Once they start helping others, once they develop compassion, even they like materialistic things, slowly they will start coming on the track. And in Buddhism, or in humans, meditation plays a very important role. So they have to do meditation, even take out 10 minutes. It's good. It's not only good for humanity, it's good for yourself. Meditation brings wisdom automatically. It has so much of a power, but they don't have time.
They don't know how to. They don't have time.
They don't have time. I have become a monk, even temporarily. I want to inspire the youngsters to just be a monk for 15 days. It's okay. Just get away with your beauty. For an actor, the beauty is like your hair, your eyebrows, you have to look good, nice clothing. To give up everything, you will realize that one day it will be like this. The hair will go. Anyways, it is going to go. Your teeth will go. Your beauty, your skin, you'll have wrinkles all over. Everything will go. You will be like really old man, and then you will die.
That's the truth.
That's the truth. But Siddhartha saw and he wanted to find the path and left the palace. So I want them to practice meditation. I want them to be mindful, try to follow the precepts and the Dhamma, and it's important for them to somehow find a teacher who can give them a little guidance there, take out some time and help the needy people. Things will change.
Right.
If you actually want to change the system, I have the best idea. I think that's the best idea which the whole world must do. Then it can change the system.
Right.
They should make a subject. They should give a name of a compassion in the education system. Like we have mathematics, science, or what chemistry, biology, or whatever different subjects we have.
Right.
These are academic subjects. But when we talk about compassion, love, peace, it becomes an extracurricular activity in the schools. When you have a free period, one nice teacher will come and teach you good manners and compassion, love and peace, which has no meaning for the children.
Right.
After a point of, they will listen, they will forget, because there are no marks for that. So I want the value of that subject must be as equal as
The main
mathematics,
academic.
English,
Right.
academic. It's a part of a academy. Like you need to make it a compulsory subject. And I really wish the education department somewhere in this country or all over the world, they should consider it strongly, because students, youngsters, children, they need it. If you're giving this subject, they are growing up with a lot of compassion. There will be no war. Nobody can brainwash them, because they grow up like that. You can have some practical classes by taking them out, helping poor people, not as an extracurricular activity. You have to make it a compulsory subject. The marks will be counted as a part of your life, that this is what you have gained. If I am a company owner and one person comes, he has less marks in mathematics and better marks in compassion, love, peace and compassion, I want that child in my company, because he is a good human being. He will learn. So that can change the whole scenario of the youngsters, if that is possible.
That is very clear and very beautiful, sir. Really. And we can do it individually first, with our own family, our own child. If parents can put this and set the right path for the children, not having to say that, hey kid, this is the eightfold path, they will be like,
You have to understand one very important thing, that you need to be intelligent. Parents needs to be smart. If you bring a child and start telling the Dhamma to the children, he will sleep. 5 minutes he will be sleeping. You will find him taking naps.
Right.
So they have to play intelligently, like Buddha. Buddha never said the things, the Dhamma, in a typical Dhamma way. He always chose the very beautiful and a simple practical examples which is happening in front of them. I was reading in the book, there was a guy called Swasti in old part, White Clouds, and they used to wash the buffaloes and cows and take them for eating and to the right grass and make sure they eat the correct. He make sure he knew each and every single buffalo or cow there. He was so mindful. So Buddha was when he's teaching about the mindfulness, he's teaching with that example. Look at this boy. Just watch like how he take care of each and every cow. He made sure that no insects, putting the medicine, eating the grass on time. This is the right place to go there. At what time he go, what time he has to come back, what time he has to take out the milk, what time they sleep, or all those things. He was so mindful. Right. He said, and finally he get the best of the result. He is getting what he wants, no troubles. So Buddha used to give very simple, practical, clear examples to the public and to the monks, and then it's easy to understand. Same way the parents, they need to do the same, teaching their children with nice examples, keeping the 5 precepts, keeping the Eightfold Path in mind. You say about right speech, then you can teach in a smart way. No need to teach, okay, right speech means this, you have to be polite and you don't abuse and don't shout, and lot of other ways to teach them.
Right.
That is, if you talk nicely, you get love in return. You show them, okay, if you respect someone while talking, you will earn respect by yourself, not only saying like, okay, later on when they grow up, then you can show this is a part of Eightfold Path.
Right.
Like one by one, right actions, right speech, right livelihood. Many things you can teach it with the examples.
Right. This is very clear, practical, simple.
Simple. You have to make it simple.
Right. And parents, what you're suggesting is that parents should apply it from the way that they are, the way
Yes.
that the kids are, but show them the right view.
Right view.
But don't having to say, hey, this is the right view, but show them the better way, right?
Practically do it with them.
Ah.
Buddha, he wanted people to practically do the things. Then they will
Right.
understand.
Right.
If the child will go and donate something to the poor person, you don't have to teach him. He will feel himself that I have done. Even the 6 years, 5 years, 7 years child, if he goes some food or to the beggar, you don't have to tell him how to feel.
No, you don't have to.
He will feel himself. Even he's a small child, it has so much of power. He will feel. And I'm sure if you make it a habit, you will see one day your child will ask the parents, I need to go. That person is waiting for me because he eats food when I give it to him. Because this is something very strong that you need to do practically. This is what parents need to teach the children.
Right.
Be friendly with them. Be nice to them. You need to be smart enough. The time has changed, so we have to go with the flow.
Sir, this is the great advice, really. If we can take care of the kids, these are for education, for molding them to have the right way, right?
Yes.
And then their inner happiness from the compassionate, for the more compassionate mind will grow.
Yes.
And once they grow, they have the right view, they have the better view.
Once you become a compassionate person, right from the beginning, right from your childhood, you don't need a teacher, believe me.
No.
You will read once, you say, I'm already doing it.
Right.
So you will be a better human being. And parents have to be very careful in front of the children, which they sometimes I've seen they don't. Like, if they are teaching something to their children, they need to follow the same. If they are shouting, they are fighting in front of the children, what do they learn? They learn the same thing. If they are following the path in front of the child, they will learn from you. He will also follow the path. So you need to be very mindful, very mindful.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Prakagan, krab, I would like to hear from you in terms of your vision in promoting and reviving Buddhism in India and around the world, sir.
Buddhism is a treasure. Dhamma is a treasure, which every human being in this world must enjoy. My mission is to revive Buddhism in India because I feel it's very unfortunate that this treasure has vanished somewhere in my country, in the land of the Buddha. Me being a Buddhist is very emotional and painful for me. So what I'm trying to do here is, first of all, I'm trying to build a temple which will be a model temple, like an Indo-Thai temple too, like a monastery in the heart of the city. I don't want on somewhere suburbs or somewhere, because then again it's difficult. Like in our country is a Hindu country majorly, majority is Hindu, and I don't see a nice, beautiful Buddhist temple like we have in Thailand. And it's more about, I will say, a meditation center I need to build with a Buddhist base.
Right.
So people from different religions can come and join us, and they will come to know about the Dhamma of the Buddha. As I've seen, even in my country, even when I was talking to you, we only talk about the Buddhist people in the world. Buddha never differentiated between who is Buddhist and who is
not.
Hindu. No. Dhamma is for everyone. So I want to build some kind of a monastery where Buddhist people must learn the discipline and the tradition and the right way to follow and right way to respect the monks, and monks also must learn how to be like a right monk, a disciplined monk. So that's an example I need to set up. I'm in talking terms with Pathatong already, with the chief of my master, and also at the same time I'm doing this project of 84,000. It is, I felt like, so emotional that time when I saw the statue And the people who work for Buddhism, they need some moral boost. People who are not Buddhist, I want to introduce Buddha to them. They know Buddha, but with the statue, I will introduce Buddha. This is Buddha. And Dhamma will follow. The end point is not the Buddha statue. The end point is reaching the Dhamma to every house, so they can be a good human being. We are not here for any kind of conversions. We are here to bring the society together, bring all the religions together, work and live as a peaceful and a nice society and be happy. And with the Dhamma of the Buddha, it's possible.
For every human being.
For every human being. You will see, maybe after 50 years, 100 years or whatever, in the future you will see the world will follow only Dhamma. There is no other way. There is no other way that people can follow. They have to follow Dhamma because it's very practical. So I believe with my mission of reviving the Buddhism in my country will definitely be a success. The reason is I've seen Thai people, I've been being a monk. I don't find words how to explain the beauty of their respect that they give. It's immense love that they give me. When I see them, I cannot explain you. I don't have words, but the only thing I can do is I can really thank them from the bottom of my heart that they are supporting me for this great project. And in some ways, it is our duty, to bring back Buddhism in the land of the Buddha, because it came from there. And India also forgot. That is now your duty to remind them, oh, it came from you. Now you are forgetting that this is the time. I asked for the statues. You will not believe people who worship the statues for 10 years, 20 years. Today I got a statue. They have worshipped the statue 120 years. They want that statue to go, because that is just not the statue, that's the emotions of the people of Thailand.
Right.
That will go. So I think when such positivity is there, such respect is there, I think there will be a success. So I think through these projects, like having a monastery, in the monastery we'll have a bhikkhu training center, which already making meditation center, a temple into Thai kind of a thing. Then I'm trying to help some poor children who lost their parents at the time of COVID for their education.
Wow.
And but in the beginning I just want to concentrate. I'm making 84 feet Buddha statue also. That is also ongoing project. But first of all I really want these statues must go all over India. There should be a buzz. Something is going to happen about Buddhism in India now. You need to follow, and then they need a right way. That's why I'm here, so that I can learn and I can go and teach them. Like I can share with them. I will not say I can teach them, because I'm not that learned yet. And I have increased my 15 days of monkhood too, just to learn more about Dhamma in a better way.
Sure.
Let's see where it will go.
But it will definitely be a successor.
Thank you.
Really. พระอาจารย์กันครับ if someone were to ask you who your role models are and were, who would that be, sir?
See, when there are many role models, but when you talk about my role model, only two names comes in my mind. Is first of all His Majesty King Rama IX, the King of the Kings,
Right.
and the other one is Bodhisattva Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So these are my two role models which I really want to follow. Being the king, he was always grounded. He went to the grassroots level. And the best part with the king, when I came to Thailand, everybody who's saying about the king is saying, my king. It's not our king. Everyone relate a very special heart-to-heart, mind-to-mind connection with King Rama IX in that sense, like, it's my king. He earned that respect. He propagated Buddhism in the top level, and he was love of everyone, including me. So they are the real superstars of the world. They are the real bodhisattvas of the world, He's my role model. I need to learn a lot from him. And when you talk about Bodhisattva Dr. Ambedkar, there was a lot of exploitation on the basis of caste, color, creed and religion in India. Dalits were exploited badly. They were considered as the lowest caste. He was the one who brought social equality in the country. That small kid have gone through so much, but he was mentally so strong that he reached the place where he has written the constitution of our country, and today our prime minister, if his photo comes in front, he bow his hand and bow in front of him. That is what you call the real a real inspiration for anyone.
Right.
And he is the one who kept Buddhism alive in our country. He started revival in 1956. But now he passed away quickly. That was very unfortunate. So we need to work on it. So I'm trying to somehow rotate the wheel of Dhamma a little faster now.
Thank you, sir. This is very beautiful and touching. Your role models were King Rama IX, our late king, and Dr. Ambedkar. Both of them have had tremendous influence on developing others, on being compassionate, and on developing human beings. Right.
I told you, all the bodhisattvas, all the people with the huge amount of wisdom, they know the real inner happiness, which I told you. It is serving others. That's the real happiness. This is what they did. No matter being the king or on the higher political power or whatever, they did their service because they are born for that, and that is the only thing that gives happiness to them, plus to the humanity. Materialistic things never count for them, not at all. So youngsters must learn from that.
Beautiful, sir. Thank you. And you have been the role model for others as well. Really?
I don't want to be like kind of a role models or anything, but what I want is, if they really respect me, don't respect me or anything, just respect the robe. We all need to respect the robe because they are the teachers, they are the masters. I am a learner, I am a Shramne, I am here for a few days, I'm learning, but who are monks for their own life, they have given a very big sacrifice, and they are the real masters. If the masters are not there, nobody is there to teach you Dhamma. Nobody will guide you on the right path. Buddha was a great teacher. So if there's no teacher, no Buddhism.
No.
So we need to understand, very importantly, follow the Dhamma, follow the masters, respect everyone, be compassionate, and try to have wisdom.
Sir, and the last question. Buddha's teaching has been spreading in the world and been cultivating and putting and growing people to reach their ultimate goal, nirvana, for more than 2,600 years now. In your perspective, what do you think contribute to the Dhamma to get passed on from generation to generation to people around the world?
It's very important. First of all, if we talk about taking the Dhamma or the Buddhism to different people world, first of all, people need to understand, practice themselves. As you said, you need to change yourself first of all, then you talk about others. Once, if you follow the Dhamma and you know the essence and you know how powerful Dhamma is, I don't need to tell you, teach your children, it must go generation to generation. I don't need to do anything. Once you know it, it will automatically go. It is coming still since 2,600 years, it is still coming generation to generation. Right. But the people need to know themselves, then they don't need any teaching so that they can tell their children, please follow Dhamma. It's automatic. Once you are well versed in Dhamma, you have no choice. You will definitely tell your children you need to follow.
They are there already. Right. They're on somehow around the path.
What we need is to change ourselves. That's important. To make ourselves mindful to follow the Dhamma.
Thank you very much, sir. Be mindful, changing ourselves to have better view.
Single line. Live in present with full awareness of mindfulness. That is what you need in your life. Be worried about the past. Oh, this has happened to me, I'm crying. It has gone, you cannot change. future you cannot predict. You don't know what is going to happen next moment. You might die. What is the point of worrying about the future? What you have in hand is the present. But when you live in present, you have to be mindful with full awareness. Then you will be on the right track.
Thank you very much, sir. Very appreciative. You have brought so much insight to audience, listener, and Buddhists who are cultivating and trying to change ourselves to become better. And you have served and you have shown to be the real role model for Buddhists to be compassionate and to serve others for better human beings, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you for granting opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Hi.